Good morning, sir. We are group
Good
at
morning.
Araxi, and our group is focused on researching upon the issues caused to the young people's mental health by social media. Before we start, this interview is voluntary, and your response will be used for educational purposes. Is it okay if we record our conversation?
Indeed, yes. Happy to help.
Okay, so can you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name is Sohaib. I am a clinical psychologist. I have been practicing psychology for almost 25 years by now. I also did psychology. I'm a psychology researcher. My main areas of clinical practice are depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, fear related disorders, and OCD.
Okay, sir, thank you. So I'm going to start by asking you a few questions if you don't mind. Okay, so the first question I'll be asking you is, according to your experience, how would you describe the overall impact of social media on young people's mental health?
The purpose of social media has always been to make people communicate with each other, to be connected with each other. But what I have noticed on the other hand, and my sample size may be very small because that comes from my personal observations in my professional settings, that it results exactly the opposite. It is about disconnect. It is about superficiality. It is about an inauthentic experience.
Okay, sir, thank you. So the second question that I will be asking you is, what are, in your opinion, the biggest ways social media has affected young people's physical well-being?
The physical well being, one can easily understand, is in terms of that these 86 billion neurons that we have, they are always looking for connections with each other. That is how we have ideas. This is what we call intelligence, which can be defined as the ability to solve problems. And that has declined a lot. So we are basically going through a phase of brain damage over here.
Okay, so thank you. Now I'll be handing it over to my next member over here for the further questions.
Okay, sir. So I'm Muhammad Munib, and I will be asking you, how do popular social media platforms affect young people's self-esteem?
When we are looking for validation through these social media apps, we are basically looking for validation at the wrong places. Validation that helps us in building our self esteem should come from our loved ones, should come from our primary caregivers, for example, our parents and our friends. When you are trying to do that through strangers, you are actually damaging self esteem.
Okay, sir. In your opinion, what are the greatest dangers posed by social media for young people's mental health?
One thing that I have recently noticed is what one can call as virtual autism, which means the inability to read emotions in the eyes of the others. So we are unable to make connections with our immediate friends in real life. We can't understand what they are going through because we are so much used to interaction through the screens.
Okay, sir. I will be handing over the next questions to my fellow group member.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm Muhammad Haroon, and my question for you is, what advice would you give to young people to keep them from suffering due to social media?
Get a life, get a cup of joe with a real friend, and maybe you might like to have a bit of mindfulness in your life.
Okay. So the next question is, what are some signs that an individual is getting harmed by the excessive use of social media?
Avoidance of friends and family, lack of connection with friends and family, cooping up inside your bed, trying to avoid the real life challenges. These are very prominent signs.
My name's Anaya, and my question to you would be that, in your opinion, what aspect of social media has the most significant impact on young people's mental health?
I think that that would be algorithms. Algorithms which are trying to always guess what you are saying, listening to you, making the judgment based on their own levels of intelligence, and then feeding your own delusions there. One may use a French term for that called folie à deux, which is a psychosis of where one psychosis is feeding the psychosis of the other.
Okay, so the next question is that, in your opinion, what approximate age group is most affected by social media?
Under 25, because that's the time where neurons are continuously expanding. They are one day determined to become eventually 86 billion neurons, but they are unable to make connections with each other. Hence the disconnect.
Okay, so my name's Mirab, and my question is, what are some healthy habits that can be built to stay mentally well while using social media?
One can always use social media for healthy purposes, that is right, within a certain time frames. If you control the time that you spend on that, and then, yes, a bit of mindfulness, a bit of progressive muscles relaxation techniques, meditation techniques, they definitely help. Listen to music, watch a good long movie with a narrative, and yes, spend time with human friends.
Okay, so the last question is, over the years, has the rise of social media platforms resulted in increase of mental health issues such as anxiety or depression?
Yes, definitely. I have seen a significant rise because anxiety is always there where there is a conflict between the social structures and one's own desires. And we have replaced social media over there. That is what is controlling our desires now. This process is called simulacrum, a simulation of desire, when authenticity is replaced by its simulated value. So this is the reason why there's a lot of anxiety. And yes, there is a sense of loss due to the wasted time.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your very insightful answers, and thank you very much for your time and patience.